Hey, grade 8s, here's a little review, 10.4, 10.5. This is my third try at this lesson because Mr. Panus and Monsieur Mizrahi have already come in twice to interrupt me. I think they're doing it deliberately. All right, here we go. Algebra! The nth term of a number pattern is 5n minus 2. Whenever you see this, do not panic. The nth term. All that is, guys, remember, is it's a tool that we use to determine which number in a series of, or a pattern represented by a pattern. So, for example, the first term within this series is just 5 times 1 minus 2, which is 3. The second term, you just take 2. 2 times 5 is 10, minus 2 is 8. The third term is 5 times 3, 15 minus 2 is 13. So it goes on and on and on. But remember, what if the teacher says something ridiculous like this? Like, hey, I want you to tell me what the 130th term is within that number pattern. So all you need to do is you rewrite it, 5n minus 2, and then you substitute your n for whatever the term is the teacher wants. So it's 130 minus 2. 5 times 130, that's 650, minus 2 is equal to 648. So what that actually means is if you took this little number series and you continued it all the way along to this 130th term, the 130th term in this little line of numbers would be 648. So even more ridiculous, what if they're asked, what is the 455th term? So you rewrite the pattern, or the expression, 5n minus 2. You replace your n with the number he's asking for the 455th, minus 2. 5 times 455, I think it's like 2275. 2275 minus 2. And notice how I write minus 2 every single time. I don't just do my 4 times 55 is equal to 2273. So similarly, if you look at this number series, 3, 8, 13, and so on, you continue, the 455th number or value within that line would be 2273. Word problems. Always hard, right? So Mr. Lemoyne gets 7 hours of sleep per night. If he has slept for 98 hours, how many nights of sleep is that? And not 98 continuous hours, 98 hours over a series of days. The very first thing you guys got to do is you got to figure out where does this variable go? I've sort of littered around these the terms here. Where does the variable? The variable typically follows around something like when you see words like how many, how much. So how many nights of sleep is that? And that's what we're looking for here. That's our x. We know that he sleeps for 98 hours. So the total amount is 98. And whenever you see the word is or hear the word is, that is the equal sign. So he sleeps for 98 hours total. But we want to know how many nights that is. He sleeps 7 hours every single night times the number of nights. We just don't know. That's the unknown. So 7 times x is equal to 98. We always do our opposite, the HO. In this case, x is being multiplied by 7, so we're just going to divide by 7. Both sides by 7. This side cancels, and x is equal to 14. That means that he slept for 14 nights consecutively at 7 hours a night to get 98 hours of sleep. Try this one. Mr. Lemoyne is hired as a DJ at a senior center for their New Year's bash. He charged a flat rate of $130 plus $2 for every senior attending the dance. Mr. Lemoyne was paid $142. How many seniors attended the dance? Not a lot, obviously. So again, I've littered all the components of this question. I've just sort of taken them out of the question and thrown them down here. We know that he was paid $142. Let's start off with that actually. The total amount is $142. That's what his payday was, right? All of the rest of this is going to go on the left-hand side. I'm going to move this over here. So let's find out what the variable is. Remember I told you guys about how much or how many. And so here's how many seniors attended the dance. All right, we've got two numbers left. We've got 130 and we've got 2. Well, the 130 is a flat rate. That means that regardless of how many seniors come or don't come, he's going to get $132. That's guaranteed right there. So that one has no variable attached to it because it doesn't depend on the number of seniors that show up. What does depend on the number of seniors shows up is the $2. He gets an additional $2 per senior who shows up at the dance. So your equation is going to look like this. And if we copy this and put it below, we can now do the same thing we just did in the last one. We always do the opposite of what's happening to x. We're going to subtract 130. And some of you might be saying, hey, why aren't you dividing by 2 first? Like, why do you subtract by 130 on both sides? It's the exact same thing as getting dressed and undressed, right? It's pants, shoes, pants, then pants, shoes. You do the backwards, whatever the reverse. You do the opposite of bed mass. So on the left-hand side, the 130 and the 130, they're going to cancel out, and you've got 2x is equal to 12. All right, same thing. What's happening to x? X is being multiplied by 2, so opposite, divide by 2. X is equal to 6. And we always put our little summary statement there. Use the good old therefore. Therefore, I'm going to type this to be a little faster. How many seniors attended the dance? 6 seniors attended the dance and had a great time and talked about it forever. And Miss Lomine was hired back again.
That was easy.